Today I like to talk about worshiping God. Worshiping God is the only purpose that make God to take away the children of Israel to Egypt. Remember very well the call of Moses in the book of Exodus chapter 3 verse 12. God told Moses, I know I promised to you the land that I will going to give you. But beside this land, verse 12 says that on the way to that land, I need you to worship me. So go and tell Pharaoh to let my people of Israel to go to worship me on the way. That is the only purpose and the only thing that God can't do for himself. God can't worship himself. This is why he took the children of Israel to Egypt, one main purpose, to worship him. Now let us proceed. In the book of Exodus, chapter 8, he emphasized his point. He told Moses and Aaron, go and tell Pharaoh to let my people to go on their way to worship me. Because I am emphasizing, yes, I know the land that I'm going to give you, flow, milk, and honey, is a good land. But a great purpose is for you to worship me as real as I am. Let us proceed in the book of Psalms, chapter 53, verse 2. God looked down from heaven to see the human race, to see if there is only one who is wise, who is worshiping him. To worship God is a wise thing. To worship God is a thing that God is looking down from the human race to see if there is one who is worshiping him. That is a nice thing. Let us continue at the book of John, chapter 4, verse 23. Here there is people that God is seeking. God is seeking some special people. God is seeking some PIV. God is seeking some wise people who will worship him in truth and in spirit. In the book of John, chapter 4, verse 23. God is a spirit and is seeking people who will worship him in truth and in spirit. Let us proceed at the book of Revelation, chapter 4, verse 10. We see the 24 elders there in heaven who was bowed down in the four corners throne to worship him. To worship who? To worship God. So do this thing in a wise way. Do this thing in a way that God, when he will going to seek somebody to do this thing, let him find you. When God look down to see whether there is something wise who can worship him, let him find you. Do these things and God will going to move with you. It's only this thing that God say, I will never tolerate anybody who will going to worship other gods. I will going to finish him. According to the book of Exodus chapter 20 verse 5, our God is a destroying fire. So he'll never going to tolerate rivals. Which rivals? If we worship other gods. I tell you, do this thing in a wise thing. At the God of heaven, we're going to grant you everything you need in this life. Have a good life. May God bless you as you go out and as you come in. Be blessed.